Good morning children, welcome to the Shivaji Group of Institution online classes. Kids, I am your Hindi teacher. Today I am going to take Hindi language class. बच्चों, आज मैं आपको हिंदी लैंग्वेज में पाठ 3 की रीडिंग कराऊंगी। तो सभी बच्चे अपनी स्वरांजलि पाठ 3, पाठ का नाम है शब्द विचार, पेज संख्या है 12। सभी बच्चे खोलेंगे और मेरे साथ पढ़ेंगे। शब्द वर्णों के मेल से बने सार्थक ध्वनि समूह को शब्द कहते हैं। सबसे पहले बच्चों आपको पता होना चाहिए शब्द किसे कहते हैं। तो जो छोटे छोटे अक्षर होते हैं उनके मेल से जो सार्थक ध्वनि समूह को शब्द कहते हैं। सार्थक मतलब जिनका अर्थ निकलता है। अब छोटे छोटे अक्षरों के मेल से जिनका अर्थ निकलता है उन समूह को शब्द कहते हैं। शब्द के भेद, शब्द के कितने भेद होते हैं? शब्द के 4 भेद होते हैं बच्चों। शब्द के कितने भेद होते हैं? शब्द के 4 भेद होते हैं। नंबर 1, बनावट के आधार पर शब्द भेद, उत्पत्ति के आधार पर शब्द भेद, अर्थ के आधार पर शब्द भेद और प्रयोग के आधार पर शब्द भेद। ये भी जाने शब्द भंडार, विभिन्न प्रकार के शब्दों के समुदाय को शब्द भंडार कहते हैं। विभिन्न प्रकार के मतलब अलग अलग तरीके के शब्दों के समूह को शब्द भंडार कहते हैं। इन भेदों के भी उपभेद हैं। इस कक्षा में हम केवल शब्दों के 2 भेदों के विषय में पढ़ेंगे। मतलब भेद तो 4 हैं पर हम लोग इस क्लास में कितना पढ़ेंगे? केवल 2 भेदों के विषय, अर्थ के आधार पर और प्रयोग के आधार पर। किस पे पढ़ेंगे हम लोग 2 भेद? एक तो अर्थ के आधार पर, दूसरा प्रयोग के आधार पर। तो सबसे पहले आते हैं प्रयोग के आधार पर शब्द भेद। अगले पेज में आते हैं। प्रयोग के आधार पर शब्द भेद। प्रयोग के आधार पर शब्द के 2 भेद होते हैं। नंबर 1 विकारी शब्द, नंबर 2 अविकारी शब्द। नंबर 1 विकारी शब्द, नंबर 2 अविकारी शब्द। नंबर पहला है विकारी शब्द। लिंग, वचन, काल, कारक आदि के कारण जिन शब्दों में परिवर्तन आ जाता है उन्हें विकारी शब्द कहते हैं। मतलब ये है लिंग, वचन, काल, कारक आदि के कारण जिन शब्दों में परिवर्तन आ जाता है उन्हें विकारी शब्द कहते हैं। विकारी शब्दों को 4 भागों में बांटा गया है। संज्ञा, सर्वनाम, विशेषण, क्रिया। किन 4 भागों में बांटा है विकारी शब्दों को? संज्ञा, सर्वनाम, विशेषण, क्रिया। अब हम आते हैं अविकारी शब्द की तरफ। जिन शब्दों के रूप में लिंग, वचन, काल, कारक आदि के कारण कोई परिवर्तन नहीं होता है उन्हें अविकारी शब्द कहते हैं। उनके भी 4 भेद होते हैं। उनके कितने भेद होते हैं? उनके भी 4 भेद होते हैं। क्रिया विशेषण, संबंध बोधक, योजक, विस्मयादि बोधक। क्रिया विशेषण, संबंध बोधक, योजक, विस्मयादि बोधक। ये भी जाने अव्यय। अविकारी शब्दों को अव्यय भी कहा जाता है। मतलब अविकारी शब्द का दूसरा नाम क्या है? अव्यय। अब हम आते हैं अर्थ के आधार पर शब्द भेद। अभी हमने आपको किसके आधार पर बताया था? प्रयोग के आधार पर। अब हम किस पे पढ़ाएंगे? अर्थ के आधार पर। अर्थ के आधार पर शब्दों को 2 वर्गों में बांटा गया है। सार्थक शब्द, निरर्थक शब्द। किस तरह के वर्गों में बांटा गया? 2 वर्गों में। उनके नाम क्या है? एक तो सार्थक, दूसरा निरर्थक। का है जिन शब्दों का कोई निश्चित अर्थ होता है उन्हें सार्थक शब्द कहते हैं। मतलब जिनका सही अर्थ होता है, जिनका कोई अर्थ निकल रहा होता है वो सार्थक शब्द कहलाते हैं। व्याकरण में हम सार्थक शब्दों पर ही विचार करते हैं। मतलब जिनका कोई अर्थ निकल रहा होता है उन्हीं शब्दों का हम लोग प्रयोग करते हैं और निरर्थक शब्दों का प्रयोग हम लोग नहीं करते हैं। तो अब आते हैं दूसरे में निरर्थक शब्द में। निरर्थक शब्द जिन शब्दों का कोई अर्थ नहीं होता है जो सार्थक शब्दों के साथ बोलचाल की भाषा में बोल दिए जाते हैं उन्हें निरर्थक शब्द कहते हैं। व्याकरण में इन पर विचार नहीं किया जाता है। मैंने आपको पहले ही बताया, जिन शब्दों का अर्थ नहीं होता है उन्हें निरर्थक शब्द कहते हैं। अब आते हैं शब्द पर। प्रयोग के आधार पर और अर्थ के आधार पर। पहले तो शब्द दो प्रकार के होते हैं, पहला प्रयोग के आधार पर, दूसरा अर्थ के आधार पर। प्रयोग के आधार पर भी उसके दो अर्थ वर्ग होते हैं, पहला विकारी, दूसरा अविकारी। विकारी, अविकारी। विकारी में क्या होता है, लिंग वचन काल में परिवर्तन होता है। अविकारी में क्या होता है, लिंग वचन काल में परिवर्तन नहीं होता है। अब आते हैं अर्थ के आधार पर, वो भी दो वर्गों में बांटा जाता है, सार्थक शब्द, निरर्थक शब्द। सार्थक में व्याकरण की दृष्टि से महत्वपूर्ण होते हैं और निरर्थक व्याकरण की दृष्टि से इनका कोई महत्व नहीं होता है। अब आते हैं विकारी। विकारी के भी कितने होते हैं, चार पार्ट होते हैं, संज्ञा, सर्वनाम, विशेषण, क्रिया। संज्ञा, सर्वनाम, विशेषण, क्रिया। और अविकारी के भी चार भाग होते हैं, क्रिया विशेषण, संबंध बोधक, समुच्चय बोधक, विस्मयादि बोधक। इनके भी चार भाग होते हैं, क्रिया विशेषण, संबंध बोधक, समुच्चय बोधक, विस्मयादि बोधक। तो बच्चों आपको समझ में आ गया होगा। आगे पढ़ते हैं। वर्णों के क्रमबद्ध सार्थक समूह को शब्द कहते हैं। शब्द किसे कहते हैं, वर्णों के क्रमबद्ध सार्थक समूह को शब्द कहते हैं। अभी हमने आपको पहले भी पढ़ाया था शब्द के कितने भेद होते हैं, तो शब्द के चार भेद होते हैं। पर हमने इस कक्षा में कितने भेद के बारे में पढ़ा है, इस कक्षा में हम लोगों ने दो भेदों के बारे में पढ़ा है, प्रयोग के आधार पर, अर्थ के आधार पर। विकारी शब्द को, अविकारी शब्द को क्या कहते हैं, अविकारी शब्द को अव्यय भी कहते हैं। तो बच्चों आपको मैंने ये चैप्टर पढ़ा दिया है, आशा करती हूँ आप इसको घर पर पढ़ेंगे और समझेंगे। थैंक यू, हैव अ नाइस डे।
A very good morning to the students and everyone those who are watching this video. I am your teacher from Shivaji Group of Institutions. We are welcome you all in our online classes. This is your second period and I am going to teach you third chapter of your English language. And the chapter name is Nouns, Singular and plural. As we know that in the previous chapter we have studied about noun. So let's recall the definition of noun. It is defined as the name of person, place or thing. What is the definition of noun? Noun, it is defined as the name of person, place or thing. Name of person means name of any boy or a girl. Example, Ram, Shyam, Rita, etc. Your name, your brother's name, your sister name, etc. etc. Place. New Delhi, Agra, etc. This comes under place. That comes under thing. So it is defined as the name of person, place or thing. Example for the person: Ram, Shyam, Rita, etc. Example for the place: New Delhi, Agra, Kanpur, Fatehpur, whatever. Thing: chalk, book, pen, pencil, rubber, eraser, chair, table, etc. Okay? So now, this time for your chapter number 3, nouns singular and plural. So students, open your book at page number 11. Have you opened? Okay. So now it's done. So it's time. What are singular and plural? Noun has 2 numbers. First one singular and the second one plural. Okay? This chapter is all about singular and plural. So come to your book. Here, the one question is, circle the nouns in the sentences given below. Let's write out the sentences which are in your book. In that sentences, you have to circle the noun. Circle the noun. In the sentences. First sentence. The boy plays with ball. So, in this sentence, you have to circle the noun, the boy. It comes under person. So, you have to circle boy. You have to do this exercise in your book. Plays. This is not a noun with ball. Ball comes under thing. So, you have to circle this also. Okay? Second statement is, the boys are playing with cards. The boys are playing with cards. The same thing follows here. The boys comes under person. Are playing with cards. Cards comes under thing. Okay. Third statement. Vicky has a pet. Vicky has a pet. So, Vicky comes under person, so you have to circle this as a noun, and has a pet. Pet is also noun. Okay? Fourth statement, Bikram has 3 toys. Bikram has Okay, so here we have completed the first exercise. Now comes to the singular and plural. Okay, I am running this. As I told you that noun has two types of number. First one singular, second one plural. So first of all, let's know about what is singular. Singular. When we talk about one noun, means one single noun. Single means one. Single means one. When we talk about only one noun, that is singular noun. Okay. When we talk about one noun, so it is called singular noun. Okay? And the example of singular noun is apple, bat, table. We are talking about only one noun, that is apple. If we are talking about more than one, so it will be apples, bats, table. Okay? So here are the sentence for singular noun. First one. I eat an apple for breakfast. Here I am taking an apple, means only one apple. So this is singular word. Okay? Singular word. Okay? So look at your book. When we talk about a singular noun, it is called, talk about single noun, it is called singular noun. Example, boy, ball and pen in the above sentences are singular noun. So students, you have to make note in your notebook. First of all, you have to write the thought in the top of your fresh page, then chapter number, then chapter name, and then you have to write the definition of noun. Definition of noun. Then noun has two numbers. First singular, second plural. Then you have to write about singular noun. Okay? Hold this. I am writing in the whole. So students, that's all for today, and I have a homework for you all. Write down your homework. Complete the given work in your notebook of chapter 3rd. Okay students, thank you so much and have a great day. add. Okay, and the question was related to HTO. It means 100 tens ones. The question was like 250 15143. Now, so how can we add these numbers which is in 100 tens ones? I told you that always you will start from ones to add the numbers, and we will first of all choose numbers which is in ones position. So in ones position we have numbers 0 and 3. So first of all we will add the numbers 0 and 3. That will be 0, 3, it will be 3. Okay. And 5 and 4 it will be 9. Because if you will select 5 and you will count forward by 4, you will get the number that is 9. Okay. 2 and 1 it will be 3. So these type of questions we have solved in our studies class. I want to show you one more example of these related questions. 831 126. Now, again in this question we have numbers in 100 tens ones. So how can we add the numbers in 100 tens ones in this question? First of all, we will select a number which is in ones position. So in ones position in this question we have numbers 1 and 6. So first of all we will add 1 with 6. We have the number 1 and we will start forward counting from 1 by 6. number 4 and you have to add 4 with 2. So if you will add 4 with 2, what you will get? You will get 6. Okay. Now we will come in 100 position. In 100 position we have numbers 4, 2, 0. If you will add 4 with 2, you will get 6. Now you have the number 6 and you have to add the number 6 with 0. If you will add any number with a 0, you know the property of addition. You will get the number back and the number which we have here, that is 6. So 6 is finding the answer of this question. Also you will put the answer in the last like this. Okay. So straight, these are some examples and the questions which you have in your exercise 2C. Okay, one more question I will discuss with you which you have in your exercise 2C. You will see in the board. Now 100 tens ones. First of all, we will write the numbers which we have in the ones position 710. Okay. Now we will write the number which is in tens position 50. 501. Now we will write the number which is in 100 position 423. Okay. So how we can add? First of all, we will choose the number which is in ones position. So in ones position we have 7 1. 7 1. Okay. 7 1 and 0. This is also in ones position. This is 0. So first of all, you will add 7 with 1. The number you will get, that is 8. Right? And now you have the number 8. If you will add with the 0, 8, you will get the 8 back. Okay. 5 and 0, you will add 5 with the 0, you will have 5. And now you will have the number 5 and you will add 5 with 1, you will get 6. Okay. Now in the 100 position, in 100 position you have 4, 2, 3. First of all, you will add 4 with the 2, you will get the number 6. You have now the number 6 by adding 4 and 2, you have the number 6. And now you have to add 6 with the 3, you will add 6 with the 3, you will get the number 9. So students, this is all about your exercise 2C. You have like these type of questions in your exercise 2C. So if you have no doubt in these questions, definitely you will solve exercise 2C without any problem. Okay. So now your homework is solve exercise 2C in page number 24. So students, this is all about today and we will continue on this chapter in our next class, and thank you to all for attending today's class.
Good morning students. This is the fifth period of SST of class 3rd. This is your SST teacher from Shivaji Group of Institution. Here welcome you all in the online classes. So students, before start today's class, let's recall what we have learned in our last class. So in our last class we had read this chapter, that is lesson 3, our neighbors. And in this chapter we had read about the heavenly bodies of the universe, and in this chapter we had read about the universe, that the universe is a vast expanse of space. After that we had read about the stars, then we had read about the constellations, the sun, then we had read about the planets, that there are total 8 planets in our solar system. So let's do a quick, so today we will do the book exercises of this chapter. So before start the exercises, let's do a quick recap of this chapter. So the universe is a vast expanse, vast open space that contains various heavenly bodies. So universe is a place where all the heavenly bodies contains. Stars are big balls of fire. They produce their own heat and light. So as we are reading this chapter, that stars are the huge ball of fire and they produce their own heat and light. The sun and the planets along with their satellites from the solar system, and we have read in this chapter that in our solar system there are planets, there is sun and satellites also. Planets are heavenly bodies that revolve around the sun on a set path known as for 7 days. So the first exercise is exercise A. Fill in the blanks. The first one is blank is the nearest planet. To the sun. So, which is the nearest planet to the sun? So, as we have read in the chapter that Mercury is the planet which is the nearest planet to the sun. So, in the first line we will write Mercury. Mercury. Number 2. Blank. The blank is also known as the blue planet. So, which planet is also known as the blue planet? The planet Earth is also known as a blue planet. Now number 3. Blank do not have heat or light of their own. Blank do not have the light or heat of their own. So, here you have to write that who do not have the light or the heat of their own. So, as we have read in the chapter that the planets do not have their own light or heat. They represent the light which they get from the sun. So, here we will write planets. The 3 fill-ups is complete. Now, I'm going to recall this. Mercury is the nearest planet to the sun. Number 2 is the Earth is also known as the blue planet. Our planet Earth is also known as the blue planet because most of the Earth's surface is covered with water. That's why. Number 3 is planets do not have the light or heat of their own. So now I'm going to write this because I have to write the next 2. important source of energy, as we have read in the chapter that sun is an important source of energy. So here we will write sun. Number 5. Now we will write number 5. Blank is the closest neighbor of the earth. is Moon. Option C is Venus. So, as we have read in the chapter that Moon is the natural satellite of the planet Earth. So, here we will take option B, Moon. Number 2 is, it is also called, it is also called the dwarf planet. So, which planet is also called a dwarf planet? And the answer is, there are three options, that is Mercury, option B is Mars, option C is Pluto. So, as we have read in the chapter that till 2016, Pluto was considered as the ninth planet in our solar system, but on 24 August 2006, the planet Pluto is reclassified as the dwarf planet. So, the option C is the right answer. Now, I'm going to rub this because I tried another one. Number 3 is number of planets in our solar system. Number of planets in the solar system. Option A is 7. Option B is 8. Option C is 9. So, how many planets are there in our solar system? So, in the chapter we have read about that there are 8 planets in our solar system. So, here we will take option B, that is 8. Now, both these two exercises are finished. So, today we will do only these two exercises. Now, I'm going to recall both the exercises again so that if there will be any confusion, you can clear it. On the first line, you have to write that Mercury is the nearest planet to the Sun. Number 2 is the Earth is also known as blue planet because it has water. That's why our planet Earth is called blue planet. Number 3, in the blank you have to write planets do not have the light or heat of their own. On number 4, the blank. In the blank you have to write the sun is an important source of energy. On number 5, the moon is the closest neighbor of the earth. Now the second exercise is take the correct answers. So in the first one, it is the only natural satellite of the earth, and the option are option A Jupiter, option B Moon, and option C Venus. And the answer is option B Moon. Moon is the natural satellite of the earth. On number 2, it is also called the dwarf planet. So there are 3 options.
that is feather. First of all, let's know the body parts of the bird. Bird also comes with different body parts. Let's label it: eyes, beak, feathers, wings, tail, feet and claws, okay? Here, look at your book. Here is a bird with their body parts: eye, beak, feathers, wings, tail and feet. These are the body parts of the bird. And we have also studied about the feathers. Feathers are of three types. Feathers are of three types. First one, body feathers. Second one, down feathers. Third one, flight feathers. Body feathers covers the body surface. Covers the body surface. Down feathers are soft, small and fluffy. Down feathers are short, soft and fluffy. Why the characteristics of down feathers are soft, small and fluffy? Because they provide warmness to the body of bird. Okay? Body feathers. Body feathers covers the surface of the body, and down feathers. Down feathers are short, soft and fluffy. They provide warmness to the bird's of body. Flight feathers. Flight feathers are long feathers. And what's the role of flight feathers? They help to fly. Okay? So, the structure of body feather. Body feathers. Okay? Down feathers. Soft, small and fluffy. Okay? Down feathers. And the third one, flight feathers. These are long feathers, helps to fly. These are the three types of feathers in the bird's body. Now, let's start a fresh topic, that is beaks. Bird of the beaks depend upon the food character of that bird. Means different birds don't have teeth. Okay? Different birds have different teeth. Depends on the food they eat. Okay? So, there are many kinds of beaks. Let's start the first one. Strong and short beaks. This type of beaks is found in sparrow, pigeon, means found in commonly found birds. Okay, and why the pigeons and sparrows beaks are strong and short? Just to crush seeds and grains. Okay, look at your book. Birds such as the sparrow, pigeon, and peacock have short and strong beaks to crush seeds and grains they eat. And the structure of a strong and short beak like this. Okay. Second one, water birds such as duck and goose have broad and flat beak. Second one, broad and flat beak. And this type of beak is found in water birds such as duck and goose. Water birds such as duck and goose have broad and flat beak like this, and tiny holes on either side of beak to remove out the excess water. Okay, beaks with tiny holes on either side to filter out excess water. Third one, third type of beak is strong, sharp and hooked. Strong, sharp and hooked. This type of beak is found in carnivorous birds. Carnivorous birds. And the example of carnivorous birds are eagle, vulture, etc. And why carnivorous birds have strong, sharp and hooked teeth? To tear the flesh. To tear the flesh. And the shape of a strong, sharp and hooked teeth like this. Okay. This pointed shape helps to tear helps to hold the flesh and to tear it. Okay. Next, sunbirds and hummingbird have long and pointed beaks. Fourth one, long and pointed beak. This type of beak is found in sunbird and hummingbird. Hummingbird is the smallest bird in the world. Okay, and the shape of the beak is like this, sharp and pointed. And why sunbirds and hummingbird have long and pointed beak? To suck nectar from flowers. To suck nectar from flowers. Okay. Next, parrot has short and curved beak. Fifth one. Short and curved beak. And this type of beak is found in parrots. Why parrots have short and curved beak? Short and curved beak which helps them to crack open nuts and seeds. To crack seeds and nuts. Okay. Next, the structure of this type of. Next one. Woodpecker has strong, pointed and chisel-shaped beak. Pointed and chisel shaped beak. And this type of beak is found in woodpecker. Woodpeckers, okay? And why woodpeckers have pointed and chisel-shaped beak? To make holes in tree trunk. To make holes in trees and trunk. Okay? Next type of beak is spear-shaped beak. Spear-shaped beak. This type of beak is found in kingfisher and crane. Why kingfisher and crane have a spear-shaped beak? Means like this. Okay? To help in fishing in water. Okay? And the pointed and chisel these 7 types of beaks in your bird. So the next topic is feet and claws. And we will read about feet and claws in the next video. So students, I have a homework. Write down your homework. Revise the explained topic of chapter 3. Thank you so much students and have a great day.